Subramanian Swamy is joining us now to talk to us about the Aircel Maxis case. Dr. Swamy, thanks a lot for joining us on this broadcast. The most important news here being that ahead of the general elections, this comes as a massive setback to the Congress party because one of the key figures of the Congress party, P. Chidambaram, has been named as a main accused in the Aircel Maxis case. Dr. Swamy?
Well, he should be, because he has been a crook. And I've been saying this for quite some time. As you know, that in May of 2012 and November of 2012, I addressed a press conference bringing out all these facts about the Aircel Maxis matter. Mr. Chidambaram's son went and filed a case against me for defamation in Singapore. Of course, that was gone for a toss. But the fact of the matter is that this has taken too long. And the reason it was taken too long is that somehow there was a kind of protection being given to Chidambaram by various forces. And it is now that, thanks to the Prime Minister, that these webs have been removed, and the CBI director and the enforcement director and of course the joint secretaries in the CBI, Mr. Sharma and Mr. Rajeshwar, they have been given the free hand to take this to its logical end, and they've done a wonderful job. The charge sheet is superb, and I don't think there's any escape for Mr. Chidambaram.
Well, Dr. Swamy, reacting to this entire charge sheet that has been filed against him and against his son and a few others, P. Chidambaram just a few minutes back, he has tweeted by calling this propaganda. He's basically said that the CBI was pressurized by the government to file the charge sheet, and another key takeaway is that he's saying that he will fight it in the court vigorously. How do you want to react to that, Dr. Swamy?
Well, you see, when a crook is caught, he always speaks like this. So, I mean, nothing much to react. Everything is now in the court. But if there's anybody who was pressurizing with the use of money and honey traps and so on, it was Mr. Chidambaram. And that's why so much delay had taken place. I've been openly writing about it, tweeting about it, speaking about it. And anyway, now the clamps are off. And the charge sheet is in, and Mr. Chidambaram should answer in court. And, whatever the accused says has no value at all. And today, he's not just an accused in an FIR, he's an accused in a charge sheet. And that means there's a preponderancely large prima facie case against him. And that he's yes.
Dr. Swamy, earlier we also heard Kapil Sibal speak about this charge sheet. We heard Kapil Sibal say that what happened in the 2G scam will happen here as well in the Aircel Maxis scam. In the 2G scam, we saw acquittals, and he says that in the Aircel Maxis scam also the same fate will follow. How do you want to react to that, Dr. Swamy?
Well, he's a soothsayer nowadays, Mr. Sibal. Let me also say that no matter what happened, the fiasco that happened in the CBI court in the sessions level is now under appeal in the High Court. You may also remember that when I first raised the question of cancelling the licenses in the 2G, the High Court, which at that time the Chief Justice was the present Supreme Court Chief Justice, Mr. Mishra, he saw no merit in my petition, and he dismissed it. But I went in the appeal to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court upheld every point of mine and cancelled the licenses, which was an unprecedented step. So in a judicial system where
Dr.
you have
Swamy,
3 levels of
Dr. Swamy,
courts,
you have been
some court you can lose.
Dr. Swamy, you have been a torchbearer.
Yes.
You have been a torchbearer as far as the Aircel Maxis case is concerned. You know about the specifics of this case. So just for the benefit of our viewers, when the CBI says that our case and our charge sheet is based on facts and figures and evidences, what are the specific evidences the CBI has as far as the money trail is concerned, which leads up to both Karti Chidambaram and P. Chidambaram? What are those specific documentary evidences that the CBI has in its possession?
See, money angle is only one dimension. The Prevention of Corruption Act, Section 13, bracket 1, bracket D, part 3, doesn't even require a money flow. It just says that if a public servant takes a decision which is not in the public interest and benefits somebody else, that is under the Prevention of Corruption Act a crime. And Mr. Chidambaram, even if we can prove that he didn't take any money, but the mere fact that his son got a lot of money, for which there's plenty of evidence, and Mr. Ananthakrishnan of Maxis got a lot of money and benefits, automatically that under that section he can be sent to jail for 7 years. He's also being charged under Section 7 of the Prevention of Corruption Act. So there will be multiple charges against him, and they are all the judge sentences will accumulate. But the fact is that there is no room for anyone to blandly say there is no material. It's a huge charge sheet, and it's been taken with great deal of care. It has been prepared, and the men who have prepared it are top class people. And therefore, let us see in court what happens on 31st.
Dr. Swamy, Dr. Swamy, earlier also in one of our broadcasts, I remember you talking about various other FIPP clearances that are under the scanner of the agencies concerned. So here, we are just not talking about an INX media case where illegal FIPP approvals were made, or the SL Maxis case, right, Dr. Swamy? What are the other cases that you're really talking about? And are the agencies like the CBI and the ED really looking into these other cases as well, in which P. Chidambaram may have been involved?
Yes. Yes. CBI is a list of 16 FIPB approvals given by Mr. Chidambaram, which are all corrupt ones, corrupt decisions. The next one, which is in a stage of finality, is the Air Asia clearance, which is another huge scandal, in which Mr. Chidambaram again gave a FIPB clearance. Then Jet Etihad. I mean, there is any foreign direct investment clearances there. Mr. Chidambaram's bribe, his illegality, his fraud, everything is apparent. And so there are 16 such. But let's first get the first two, INX and Aircel Maxis, and then we will see about the... And I think someday we have to reopen that 2G spectrum sale and that scam, because Mr. Chidambaram was in fact the senior partner of Raja.
Thank you, Dr. Swamy. We don't have details of the other cases which you're talking about, the other 14 cases that you're talking about. We don't have details of that, but at least we know that as far as these two cases are concerned, the CBI has concrete evidences. Thank you, Dr. Swamy, for joining us. 31st of July is the next important date when the court will take cognizance of this charge sheet. Over to you in the studio, Sakal.